Down for life. That's what they always promised to be. Fabo, Mook B, Stoney, and Shorty Low were the members of Atlanta-based hip-hop group D4L. Formed in 2003, at the time, they had no idea their music would go on and change hip-hop history forever. I caught up with the group's most vibrant member, $2 Fabo, and I asked him to take me back to a time when gancho pants were still in style, if you owned a cell phone, the Motorola Razr was the one to have, and D4L had the #1 song in the country with their hit single, Laffy Taffy.
Yo, what's happening? It's $2 Fabo, and I'm gonna take you back to a time where everybody had a sidekick on their hip. Jeezy had the club going crazy, and making it rain became the thing.
Ow!
$2 Fabo!
Now, what does Fabo mean? How did you get that name?
Fabo's actually, that's actually a great question, because Fabo means energetic, spontaneous, crazy, and in probably about 7 or 8 different languages it's a curse word. Fabo is like geek, excitement, stuff like that. I'm Fabo today and stuff like that, yeah.
So what's $2?
$2 means I could double the fun.
Oh.
And the cost of living in a strip club.
Well, you are from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Definitely.
So
I'm from Bankhead.
Bankhead. I'm sorry.
There's a difference.
I'm sure, because I'm from Chicago, but you got to be more specific when you say where you're from.
Definitely, okay.
Talk to me about how you decided that you wanted to do music.
I was broke. My little brother was already doing music. He had all these cassette tapes, and he was like, yo, you got to record on this one, and then you got to play this one, and then record on that one, and both of them going to be on that. And it used to be real low, but, he was teaching me how to stack at the time, but he didn't know it. And, he went to prison or whatever, maybe like 20 years ago. That's why I wear the white shades, because he used to wear the white shades all the time. So he been in prison for 20 years, so, that's me wearing the white shades. It was a form of humility at first, but, it turned into a trend. I was always singing and stuff, singing in the church, singing. My mom used to call me downstairs when they be down there drunk or whatever. Boy, come out here and sing that damn Al Green. So I guess that's where I originally got my start, but yeah.
Can you really sing?
A little bit.
Can you bust them down?
Oh, no, I'm a little bit older now. I was born by the... I'm just...
Hey!
I like to call myself, I say I scream. Or whatever. I don't call it singing, or I just be expressing myself. I never looked at myself as a hip hop artist or something. It was I'm never really rapping on the song. If you listen to all my songs, I'm really singing on every song.
What? That is true.
I'm not rapping.
That is true. You are kind of like flowing with the melody.
Yeah.
So, what was the transition into becoming a face that everybody kind of knew? Was it easy for you? Were you already popular?
Couldn't have been easy. I was hiding behind the shades. It was different or whatever, So everybody deals with it their own way or whatever. But me, I kind of embraced it. I seen the little kids wearing the socks and the white shades and stuff like that. So I was appreciative.
So you kind of just fell into it. Your older brother kind of...
No, he's my younger brother.
Your younger brother steered you in that direction, and then you kind of just took off with it.
It was like, yo, let's walk up the street to the pool palace. I was just getting out of prison for doing 2 years, so it was like trying to figure something out. And we walked up there probably about a mile from Perry Homes where I was staying at the time, and started winning talent shows or whatever. I was good at it.
See, you make it sound so easy, like maybe this was your destiny.
No, it wasn't easy or whatever. Shout out to T-Rock. Used to get that money to them other dudes sometimes, knowing I won. I guess that was the start of it or whatever. And I hooked up with Dro and Raheem the Dream with a cat called Tommy Gun up in off of Old National in the area up there, and the rest was history. Raheem put us out, and me and Dro parted ways. And
Young Dro?
Yeah.
Oh, so you was in a group with Young Dro?
Yeah.
What year was this?
Butterfly Training Camp. What was it, 2000? 2001?
Wow. I don't think a lot of people knew that. Wow. So how long were you guys together?
Maybe 2 years or something like that. Ra had us do the Type Fly Training Camp. I remember Drummer was out with the left, right, left, and then he got locked up and everything. And we just went our different ways or whatever, It worked out, actually, because look at us now.
Wow, yeah.
D4L was like during that time, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and we was in Bankhead, and I still see Dre. I think Dre was with was it Rocco or something like that or whatever. He was with Rocco and all of that, and you know, they was doing stuff or whatever, and we did Blame It on the Dre on a couple of more songs, and that was bunking out there. So I was like, maybe I should just try this out again, and I met Carlos. I actually knew his sister, R.I.P. Shawty. I actually knew his sister, and through a program that we used to do, and that we used to go to. And I just walked up one day, walked in the hood, and I was like, yo, I could do this, I could do that. And he sent me down to Mook B, down at the shop, which was another member of the group, and we started recording. We actually had an album or two out way before, you know, the Bet You Can't Do It Like Me and all of that came out. So, you know, and I guess when we made the Bet You Can't Do It Like Me, it just turned into a thing. The original members it was like 9 of us. Duke Bragg, we had Duke Bragg, and we had Baby Girl in there. We had Brasky. We had about 3-4 more members, other than, you know, with Lil Marcus, actually Front Street. Right now, he's on the water with Joe Gifted. I think, is that Joe Gifted?
Yeah, that's Joe
Gifted. That song is popping too. But yeah, that's Front Street right there. And then you had me, Lois Stuntman, and Mubi. Yeah, so it was a lot of us.
So how did you guys come up with the name?
I mean, D4L was just always D4L. I was like a draft pick, you know, because I'm from Bankhead Court, and I'm down the street. So like they didn't get along, you know, with Born Home and stuff like that. But it's all one Bankhead script. So, you know, we seen each other all the time. And like I said, I was in the program with his sister, so it kind of worked out. You know, he low liked me, and we made history together. That's my dog. Me and my dog used to ride tough. If y'all seen us at the Central Station, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Down for Life.
Down for Life. D4L.
So what was the rise? Like, talk to me about that pivotal moment where you realized.
Actually, I was in jail.
Okay.
Nah, we was out there grinding at first or whatever, and we just kept getting locked up. Each one of we just
for what?
All 3 of us we in the streets, you know, and you just couldn't get us all in one place at one time to do any shows, do anything, or even put anything together. And they was all out at one time, and we was putting it together. And I went down. I think it was like 63 days. When I got out, it was just moving so fast, like quick. And the Bet You Can't Do It Like Me was jumping off. And we did a couple of shows before that. So I was in jail, and I used to see the little Access channel come on TV, and they just kept rerunning my clip, and I'm killing the dance and all that. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to get out. So it was crazy, you know, it was real crazy. So yeah, I think that was the start of it. You know, it was hey.
What was it like seeing your group and your song blow up while you was locked up?
Man, it was painful. It was agonizing. Nah, I mean, watching it was crazy or whatever, but I think I was more focused on my case, just trying to get out at the time or whatever. But yeah, you know, I ain't really know it was like it was until I got out. We would see cats coming in, you know, even the officers started coming in like, yo, Fabo, you know, doing stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, you know, it was cool.
Right.
But let me out.
So what is it? I mean, it's funny because you say you guys were in and out of jail, getting locked up and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of artists end up going to jail around their big break. I mean, I could name at least 10 of them that end up getting locked up like shortly after they get a big single or they get.
I just think sometimes when you out there, and they say it always happens when you're at your worst. So I think, you know, every day we out here grinding and trying to get it or whatever. So it's like people's like, where you been or whatever. I'm out here just grinding, trying to get it or whatever. You know, I'm still in the street, so to speak, or whatever. So, you know, sometimes you get caught up in that, and when stuff jump off, you still have to deal with that.
Let's start off with the first single.
Yeah.
How did that single come about? Whose idea was it for the song, and who wrote it?
We was just riding around in the truck, me and Lo. And the first single was Bet You Can't Do It Like Me. So we had for like a year before Laffy Taffy, but I think the world heard Laffy Taffy in like 2004 or something like that. So, I mean, we just riding around in the truck, and it was these new Pacifica. I think the SUV had just started coming out or whatever, and so we had it, and we was just riding through the hood, sliding the door open, this, that, and another. And it just came about. We went to the studio, everybody just so happened to be there, and we dropped it. And we was already, you know, doing it in the clubs and stuff like that. I think Franchise was jumping off at the same time. So, you know, we already had songs with them too that was popping in the clubs. The Pool Palace was like this hub or whatever, you know. And you had D4L, you had Franchise, you had K-Rap, you had Shop Boys, you had Highway Boys. You had all these different elements that was coming in there, you know, contributing to the Pool Palace sound or whatever. So We just make that bitch you can't do it like me, and it was like da-na-na, and everybody went crazy. But I actually had a song called Welcome to the Palace, and it was like, come on, do it for me. That when everybody started doing the dance, and the bitch can't do it like me came right behind, and it just created that craze or whatever. And you had K-Rap come with Snap Your Fingers with it, do it. All of these songs, and so I guess it just solidified it. So that's basically where it comes from. The first single, Bitch Can't Do It Like Me, rolled for like a year in there because, like I said, we was all in jail, and we made Laffy Taffy, and that just changed everything.